Ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you identify in this wonderful, beautiful world, welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. And you're like, dude, man, you took a lot of time off, bro. What the hell? Well, I'm a gamer. Now, unlike our good friend over at PlayStation Ain't Dead, Will Schultz, and the rest of the gang, uh, see, I actually play more than 3 games. I know, even though he told me in a private message, this is inside baseball, that I don't play games, and that that he's played more games than I have in his whole entire life than I ever will, which I will find that to be bullcrap. Because I have played everything under the sun, sir. Having lived over in Germany, going to Italy, going to other countries, I had played games that you had wished that you'd only played in arcades. Um, I had played basically the very first Neo Geo, at least I like to think one of the very first Neo Geo games, the ones that was actually popular in World Heroes 1. Of course, World Heroes 2 actually played over here in America, but World Heroes 1 was unbelievably super cool, and I loved the heck out of that game. I thought that game was amazing. But trust me, I have played more games and forgotten more games than possibly you ever play. So there was my dig at my friend over at the PlayStation 8 Dead podcast. Go watch their show. Last night's show is pretty good. Some of the things that the gentleman they had on was talking about what he was playing in his backlog is what I'm playing in my backlog. And basically, this show is just today is about a backlog of games that you like to play, games that you love to play, while you're waiting for that certain game to come out in the next coming months or the month of October. I am currently waiting for Ghost of Ute. I'm not going to do any videos or anything on like that today of that. That's for another time, setting it up for probably another show this week or next week. Of talking about how much I love Ghost of Tsushima and then leading into Ghost of Ute, which is 300 years later, but yeah, there you go. So I would like to mention that currently I am playing so many different games. I just started back Assassin's Creed. I'm going to talk about the one game that I just spent yesterday on because I took a 2 day fast. I got to wait till 6 o'clock, even though I took communion, which was against my fast. But my wife said, which is more important, your fasting for 2 days or your commitment to God. Touche. Commitment to God is more important than fasting and doing whatever. So I have till 6 o'clock today, and I can actually eat something other than the piece of bread and apple juice that I have because I think drinking, just in general, is kind of a waste of money. Look, if you're rich and you can do those kind of things, man, I'm poor. I know you see all the stuff in the background. Dude, you're not poor, blah, blah, blah. Stop lying. No, dude, I am actually poor. Uh, those are all just empty cases that I took from GameStop. You know, I've never showed anybody what's inside those cases. I guarantee if I walk over to any case right now, those are empty cases. Actually, I'll do it just because. I'm gonna move my fat butt over. I'll grab a random game. I'm gonna grab Bioshock. I'm grabbing Bioshock Infinite. So this is a good game. Xbox. Now, I haven't did anything. Y'all watched me if you watch it on the camera. So let's open this up and see if there's anything in it, okay? All right. I will open it up to the camera. Oh my goodness, there's nothing in it. Oh man, wow. There's nothing in it. But this cool, I love this box art and it actually had the season pass in it. In the book, everything's, mint. And it's a two-way, actually it's an inside. The mind of the subject will desperately struggle to create memories where none existed. I can't see who it's from. It's from somebody of famous worth. But the inside case actually has a case inside it. So this is the original case. It's not a extra or special. And I don't think the PS3 version even got that inside case. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. And that's an amazing game. And if you've never played Bioshock 1, you can skip 2, or Bioshock Infinite, you're missing out. Those are amazing games, especially the art style, the way they're put together. There's a lot of intricate parts put together. It's a thinker, makes you think. Now, what I'm currently playing, let's go over to YouTube here to my channel at the Hunter Houston ESG podcast channel there and take a look at what I'm actually playing. Because I put some stuff up, not everything yet, but some stuff up. So let's take a look at that, shall we? So I had played. There we go. Got the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. Of course, you got the Mafia Old Country. You got the Sword of Sea, which I love the Sword of the Sea. But I'm playing this. Hopefully, I say this correct. Sorrow Nara Wild Hearts, and it is an interesting, in fact, a great funny game. And if you notice, I'm putting in different categories for where I put my posts for gaming. I did God of War Ragnarok. Let's see here. Let's look at live. Uh, and of course, my mother will call me as I do stuff. Yeah, so there's me live right now. There's Indiana. I'm gonna have to turn this down. Sorry, guys. She's wait, and of course, I'll have to decline this. I have to decline that, Mama, because I'm in the middle of doing something. So you got the Indiana Jones Great Circle, which is a great game. This other one, God of War Ragnarok. Some other things. And this game here, if you look at it, it is weird but super cool. And I love everything about this game and what it represents. By the way, it does everything the way you want it. And yes, I'm a big fan of Jim Cornette. So let's go over here to full screen there and take a look at this bad boy because it is a weird game, but in a fun way. And I think everybody will like this game if you get a chance to play it. If you're a PlayStation Plus premium member, it is worth picking up. There is like nothing I can say that it's a cool game, especially if you like a little bit of like music that's a little retrograde or house music. It's a weird game. It was free for premium members. It's like $12.99. My child was like, "Can we buy it?" I'm like, "It's free for the next 3 months, so let's beat it." So obviously, I beat the game. I like this game. I think this game is cool. It deserves a lot of praise for something that's just an indie game. And of course, I skipped everything. And the whole premise, like you get hearts, and it's just a weird kind of, I like to say it's an edgy game. I just like the way this game feels, the way it plays, everything it does. It's really cool. So if you've never got a chance to play this game, I strongly, and I mean this, it definitely deserves a play and would be worth the 12.99 or whatever they're asking for it for the I think it took me 2 to maybe 3 hours to beat it, maybe 4. Um, just a fun, amazing game. I really have nothing but the utmost love for this game. I mean, there's so many things I could say about it, but it's just a cool game onto itself. Super awesome. Love it. It's just cool. All right, so let's get out of here. And of course, I'm playing Indiana Jones and a few others. Let's get out of there. Go back to hey, there's my mug. Hello. And to me, I think the game just does so many things right. The Indiana Jones Great Circle, God of War Ragnarok. Even though there's some things that are so inaccurate about God of War Ragnarok that makes me mad. And I hate to be one of these people, because they put all these things in there that are I hate to use the word progressive because that means so many different things now. But the whole, well, politically correct type of bullcrap. Okay, if you want to be politically correct, then have an actual Greek person do the voice of Kratos. Okay, don't have random so forth and so on. And the guy's a great voice actor because I love the way he says "boy," and it's a very manly voice, so it's very cool. And let me call this individual back. And sorry to interrupt myself here. And it's always funny that someone calls me and has them in the midst of doing something, but got to do that. Call you back. Bad manners of me. Forgive me. That is a horrible thing to do when you're in the midst of doing something. I even tell my child not to do it. But now, note if you, in many new states, there is a new law in these states where it says if you don't have a hands-free phone, where it means you can't be hand-free on your phone if you're talking on your phone or doing whatever, then the police can pull you over. So it just gives them another reason to pull you over. Now, before I get back to games, this made me think of somebody who was on the podcast here a couple of weeks ago. Um, let's see, Fortnite Gabe. Now, Fortnite Gabe, he works at a store I go to from time to time. I buy little knickknack things from there for the house because I can get cheap for the house. Hey, I'm going to get it. He showed me a thing for God of War. That he wants to get this tattoo for God of War, and look, I I don't believe in any form of tattoos because I believe art should be on the wall. A blank canvas on yourself is perfectly. And I explained it to him that way. I don't think I reached him that way. He's a young man. Younger people are a little bit different. To me, I think it's just a way that the government marks you. It's like, oh, well, look, oh, that guy that stole something. He's got a God of War tattoo, where the two a shield, a symbol, or whatever. And nope, yeah, it would look cool on a poster. They're like, oh, or on a T-shirt, something that you can take off. It's like, oh, he was wearing a God of War T-shirt, and then like, man, I am wearing myself a Ghost of Yute T-shirt. See this girl on here? I'm not wearing that. I don't like anything that's permanent. You know, that's why it's like, it's like I think marriages end when like you're, in the afterlife or whatever, or if for some reason you get to go to heaven. It's not like I don't think like, oh, we're still together, da 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 da. No, we're done so. I'm joking. I could be right, it could be wrong. 'Cause, like imagine like I didn't like you in the real life, I don't like you now. Ah. But no, so to Fortnite Gabe, I strongly, and he already has one, and to some people it's a gateway drug, but also be cautious and aware that some of these chemicals they use in current tattoos, I don't know, they use in previous ones that can end up causing certain issues. So never get something of a game or something that you enjoy. It's like wearing a man's jersey, and I'm guilty of this at one point in time. I have wore like I think I wear a jersey like once or twice with another man's name on it. It never felt right to me. I think I wore it like just one time, maybe two, with the Roy Williams Jr. for Texas. And I was like, why am I wearing another man's jersey? Like I should have a jersey of my own with my own name on the back. I don't like, like what if that dude leaves the team? What if that dude ends up sucking? Like a buddy of mine, shout out to the Ghost, who has funded most of the games that I have gotten that are AAA titles. So shout out to Ghost. But apparently his family had got him a Michael Parsons. Now, for those people who are not familiar with Michael Parsons, no, it is not the Parsons Project of old 80s songs that kick butt, like the song Time and Eye in the Sky and other songs. No, it is a football player who left the Dallas Cowboys, or Cowgirls if you're a hater of the Cowboys, um, and went on to the Green Bay Packers and got a bigger contract. Now, he got a jersey. Now, I don't know if he has a jersey where it's like you can undo the stitches of the back of the name or whatever. That would be great. I would like for someone like to do a deal with the NFL or whatever where you could like take those names off as they leave and go to a different team, and you just have everyone's jersey, and it's like, oh, I'll just buy the name and put it on the jersey going forward. Uh, that is a that is an ideal concept. So if someone ends up stealing that, please give me a shout out or a little bit of money for having a good concept because that makes sense in the long run. Now, no, it hurts the sales of jerseys going forward, but not everybody's a rich asshole. Sorry, it's been over. Was it 14 minutes, and you're allowed to swear after so many minutes of someone watching the show? Not too much swearing, but just a little bit. Now, what other games? And Gabe, I've only mentioned you out of love and respect, and I want you to take care of yourself. Again, I just did a 2 day. Excuse me, at 6 o'clock, I did a 2 day fasting of eating nothing, just drinking water and some bone broth. So, and taking vitamins, normal vitamins, not no sugary vitamins or anything like that. So hopefully, man, you'll take care of yourself. Uh, Beat all those Valkyries in God of War Ragnarok, which you playing it actually made me go back and play it and actually try to beat the game because I was so detoured by some of the goofy things that I didn't want to play it. But since I've been playing it, I'm like I've overcome it. It's like it's not a big deal now because it's been like a year or two or whatever. And Sony is clowns, man. they give you these. You pay for this premium, which is like $185 a year or whatever for the whole year or something like that for the premium membership for Sony PlayStation Plus, which gives you like trial versions and all these other things. But yet they don't have their biggest titles on there for you to download. I wouldn't even say to download, just to stream. And then you're like, okay, we're going to take these away for a month. They won't even put them on there. They finally put Spider-Man 2 on there as a trial. They don't even have it as a game, mind you. Imagine that. They don't even have it on there as a game. They have it on there as a trial. And there's so many games that they don't have on there that they own that, or even they back like Stellar Blade should be on there right now. Stellar Blade's been out for over a year and a half, or at least not a year, if not more. Stellar Blade should be on the PlayStation Plus premium membership, or just a PlayStation Plus game. But that's nor here or there. And then they added this new complete version with these new costumes, and of course everybody's going to buy them. Now, moving on to the backlog for games of games that I've been playing those. I also played Assassin's Creed Shadows again. But the main thing I did yesterday, and I'm very happy that I did spend time on it. I beat all three. Actually, I've already beaten them before, but I just went to the very last stage and beat it again on hard because I needed to beat it on hard to unlock certain skins. So my child would want to play certain characters in the game, and of course get like unlock some guns just to play through 3 mode. So let's see here. Where is that? What am I looking at here? There we go. All right, so if you look, Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection. I beat 1, 2, and 3. And let's watch this video together as we can. Let's go full screen here. And let me just say, these games do not get enough credit for being awesome and cool. I loved Part 1 to death. Part 1 kind of did not age very well when it comes to controls. I wish I would have done something more with controls. Part 2's controls, a little give and go. Part 3, a little bit better than that. Part 3 actually added in, I think part 2 and 3 had the online play, which were awesome. And then of course this is going to just go to this load screen and not load up for me, which is unbelievably fun. There we go. And this is from part 3, by the way, if you've seen him with the child. But the whole games 1, 2, and 3 were super awesome, well put together. I love all 3. I didn't even play the multiplayer for 1, 2, and 3. I played the multiplayer for 4. It kicked my butt. I love it to death. I got like every trophy you can have for that game, except for I guess the single player ones. But I did beat single player on the hardest difficulty. But I love all the Uncharted's. And there's one thing about Uncharted that's missing that a lot of people, and you think as much as these clowns have remade everything under the sun, I'm talking about Naughty Dog, as much as they remade every game possibly imagine that they have remade. There's a mess up that they have made like no other, and I'm going to make that very clear in just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this because you don't need to watch the whole thing. The games are amazing; they're worth picking up. If you haven't played any of the Uncharted's, if you like the Tomb Raider games, Tomb Raider, the newer Tomb Raiders were inspired by this, so definitely pick these games up. These games are awesome. These games are cool. Um, the game that they should be working on that they haven't worked on. And shout out to Resonance Daryl from the Resonance Daryl YouTube podcast show, and also from the Loot Bros, which I am a member of the Loot Bros, or a later member, one of the very last members outside of Will Schultz from the PlayStation 8 Dead podcast when he was no longer with PlayStation 8 Dead podcast. But okay, so let's look at this right here, guys. This is the Golden Abyss. Now, you would say, I don't know what the Golden Abyss is. Can you fill me in? Sure. This was the PSP game for the Uncharted series. And it was a good game. It was like 5 or 6 hours long. And I would pay $19.99 for this, if not $29.99 for this, especially if they would give me the multiplayer from 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you give me the multiplayer from 1 and 2, I think 2 did have multiplayer. Let me look over here at the original PS3 version and see if 2 actually had multiplayer. Ah, And let's see here. God, I'm getting old. I don't know if I need glasses or not. No. Yes, it had multiplayer, 5-on-5 multiplayer. So part two actually had, and part three actually had multiplayer for the Uncharted series. So the games are awesome. Games are good. I strongly recommend them. I even recommend this game. And when they had PlayStation TV, and then they didn't support this, I hated my PlayStation PC. I mean, PlayStation TV. It was the most dumbest thing. Like, oh, we're gonna have PlayStation TV, but not let you play the bigger games on it. And I'm like, I hate you guys. You guys suck. I don't like you. You need to go away. Um, so that to me ended my love for that game, or not for that game, but just for them in general. So it's just annoying that they didn't do a better job of porting that over to PlayStation TV. And I understand you had the back with the screen, but you had a touch screen in front with the PlayStation 4 controller, so you could have did it with the PlayStation 4 controller, or with the PS5 controller, or you could have just change some things out, take some things out of the game, and kept it. I think it was laziness on their behalf. I think it was people not wanting to do the work and let people play it on consoles. It's like, oh, we're just gonna leave it this way because we want to make it for the Vita. Dude, I love the Vita, but the Vita sucked in many different ways. If I still had my Vita, I think I traded my Vita away to I don't know. I may have gave that to Resident Sterile, but one of the very first trades I did with that guy could have been my Vita, or some things for the Vita, like some games or whatever. So that to me is problematic, uh, and I wish they would have did something with the Golden Bliss for Uncharted. But for whatever you're playing in your backlog, whatever games you enjoy in your backlog, there are plenty of games I have that I'm looking at right now that I need to finish up. No More Heroes 2, Far Cry 6. And I felt like I was so burned out on Far Cry 5 because I played 5 and 4 like religiously that I just couldn't spend any more time on it. And then another good game that a lot of people forget about. If you like horror games and you have yet to play it, play The Evil Within 1 and 2. The first part of 2 is super awesome and cool and kind of crazy in a good way. The second part becomes more like a Resident Evil, kind of kill and shoot type of thing, but the very first person you deal with, the quote unquote the artist, was the most interesting person in the whole game, of how he killed people and whatnot, which was kind of cool. So if you're into doing backlog games, and I know a lot of people, because I look, we're all waiting on. Some people are waiting on the new COD. I'm not waiting on that game. They can go pound sand with all the stuff that they did recently in COD, Call of Duty. For those who don't know, they can pound sand. I'm looking forward to Battlefield. Battlefield feels more like a return to glory, and Battlefield comes out in October, and this is Battlefield 6. It's return to glory, return to greatness, and the type of game that you want to play. And I've had a few people say, "Man, you talked all this smack about Ready or Not, but yet you're not playing it." Man, Ready or Not is tough. You need to find like a crew, or just like that's a game that you play with like for fun. And that's if you're playing like on normal. Even if you're playing on easy, it's still tough. I like Ready or Not, and I want to spend more time with it. But like you got to be in the mood for that. You got to like want some justice to do Ready or Not, and be like, on the ground, freeze. And then like you tase the people who won't get on the ground or take commands. Even though it takes points away, or you mace them, which I enjoy. I enjoy using that big old ball of bear mace on them. That's so funny. Um, so so I ain't forgot about that game, but I am trying to catch up on other games here and there. And of course, this wouldn't be a program. Shout out to oh my goodness, I'm gonna forget her name real quick. And she's gonna be mad 'cause a lot of her people listen to the show. To Buggy K, for mentioning her games, but I keep trying to put her on to Infinity Nikki, and so it would not be a show because she told me this. Like, well, it wouldn't be a show if you didn't mention Infinity Nikki. So I hope she's doing well. I will reach out to her sometime this week and hopefully have her on either Friday or when she's available. If not this week, then next week. I wanted to do something with her this Friday, but I was on my fasting. And I was like, no, no, no. I don't need to be talking a lot while I'm fasting. I will just keep my mouth shut. So hopefully my voice sounds strong, even though I haven't finished fasting yet. But hopefully people can hear me correctly. You know, I'd like to do a music thing, but I'm actually thinking of doing a whole different channel for music. So if you've never listened, if for those who are older and you never listened to Lou Grant, he's the lead singer of Foreigner. Listen to his album Midnight Blue, or heard the song Midnight Blue, which is actually in the, I believe, the Prince movie, or Midnight Blue in the Purple, whatever it is. It's like Prince's second movie or something like that. People may have forgotten about that movie, but check that out. Check out that song. And again, I'll probably be doing another channel uh, under a different name for music, and actually about songwriting and music and my own writings, and then hearing me sing R&B or country music, because that's all I know how to sing. As much as I love rock and roll and 80s music, I cannot write that. But I can write country and I can write R&B. Basically, I'm only good at writing love songs or songs about heartbreak. Kind of sucky, or at least for myself. But for other people, I can write the upbeat pop crap, because it's pop. I mean, all you gotta do is just get to the chorus and the chorus be catchy. That's it. You know. So anyway, shout out to the Resonance Daryl show again. Shout out to the PlayStation 8 Dead, Will Schultz, Sean the Man Powers. Ladies, he is still single and he has a highly upgraded version of the new Tesla. 'Cause that's why he doesn't have much for, even though he claims he didn't have much for package time. He still amazingly has lots of games for package time. If he's watching this, he's gonna shoot me an email or hit me up on a PlayStation and like, man, I'll be, and then we'll play some Call of Duty or something together, or Gears. He's been appearing offline. Don't think I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or aliens, whatever you may identify in this wonderful, beautiful world, play the games that you enjoy, the games that you like. And if there's some games out there that are cheap now that you couldn't afford back in the day that you wanted that were just too expensive, and like now they're like, oh, it's only 15, 5, $10 or whatever. All the Tomb Raiders, I think, is like $12.99 for the newer Tomb Raiders. Pick those all up. Those are amazing games if you like platformer slash action games. Um, and of course, Uncharted or whatever. Pick all those games up. Find something fun to play. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your day. And always, as always, please be safe. Have a safe day. Peace out.